Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. You cannot contain evil. That is the subject of this. As stated, President Obama's policy toward Islamic terrorism is to try to contain it. And while speaking, to avoid the actual description, Islamic terrorism. Mr. Obama has killed terror leaders with drones, has bombed ISIS facilities in Iraq and Syria, has ordered American special forces to disrupt ISIS activities. But it is not enough. The solution to defeating ISIS is to quickly kill as many of them on the ground as possible, sending a strong message to the world of jihad. As talking points have stated before, NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, should be leading that charge. Not the Kurds, not some phantom coalition Mr. Obama uses to obscure real action. The ISIS attack on Paris killed 130 human beings. The terror group's attack on Belgium killed 32. Now in Turkey, more than 40 people are dead. All three of those countries are members of NATO. All three of those attacks are acts of war. Article 5 in the NATO Charter says an attack on one country is an attack on all. So why is President Obama not advocating NATO forces on the ground to kill the ISIS savages and protect suffering civilians who are desperate? Again, why is he not promoting that strategy? The Turkish border is just 50 miles away from the ISIS stronghold of Raqqa, Syria. It is long past time for all Americans to understand that ISIS is not going to stop killing innocent people, and you could be one of those innocent people. It is true that no matter what action is taken against the jihadists, terrorism will not stop. It's impossible to wipe it out entirely, but it is not that difficult to run these savages out of their sanctuaries. But the president will not do it with anyone. We will not do what is necessary to defeat this evil. The ISIS battle should be a major presidential campaign issue. If Hillary Clinton is going to continue the policies of Barack Obama, every American should know that. On the other side, Donald Trump needs to get very specific about his plan to defeat ISIS and the jihad. He should spell it out. And that's a memo. Now for the top story, let's bring in the Republican presidential candidate. Donald Trump joins us now from Bangor, Maine. So I'm looking for specifics tonight, Mr. Trump. Do you have any for us?
Well, I do have them, and I hate to give them out because, frankly, if I win it, it looks like I have a pretty good chance of winning. I don't like to be giving out all this information. I'd like to just go and do the job. If you look at General Patton, he wasn't one to give out information on television and then do whatever he has to do.
Yeah, but I mean,
hate to give it out, but we're going to have to. I know that, but I've given out plenty. Believe me, I've given out. I was the one that said take the oil, and I hated to tell everybody. And we should have taken the oil when we left, and we didn't do it. And who has the oil now? ISIS has the oil,
yeah, but
and
the
Iran
oil
is going to have the oil from Iraq.
Taking the oil is not going to stop people from blowing up airports and killing people in nightclubs. And so what I'm trying to get at here is, look, I just laid out a very specific plan. All right. But it's a plan that doesn't have, well, we're going to invade here and we're going to have this many troops here. We're not that. But just a plan that you mobilize the most powerful alliance on the face of the earth. OK, they commit, all right, to killing savages. That's a plan.
100%.
All right.
Yeah,
President
100%.
Obama doesn't have a plan.
No problem. I mean, I have to
would
do.
you
He has
do
no
that?
plan whatsoever.
Would you go to Brussels and get NATO? Would you do it?
Okay. So, Bill, if you remember 4 months ago, I said that NATO is obsolete because they don't cover terrorism, and everybody smiled, and they all had a good time, and they were saying, well, what does he know, what does he know? But I said NATO's obsolete. I also said the countries of NATO aren't paying us what they should be paying us. They're not even living up to their agreement. Okay, so about 3 or 4 days after I said it, people that study NATO said, you know what, Trump is right. Then about 2 weeks ago on the front page of the Wall Street Journal, I read where NATO is setting up a whole terrorism organization, and I said it's obsolete because it doesn't cover terrorism properly. And they all said I was right. Now they're setting up an organization headed by one of the top people, and they have a terrorism organization. Okay. Does anybody say that was a good move or that was good thought? No, but that's okay. NATO ought to go in there and wipe them out. And I think also Turkey, you know, Turkey has been deceived by ISIS. And assuming this was ISIS that did the attack yesterday, Turkey has been totally deceived. Turkey is a very strong army. I have a feeling
they could get to Iraq in 2 hours with a mechanized unit. But it's Muslims fighting Muslims, and they don't want to do that because Turkey has its own problem.
I think they're going to do it. I think now they're going to do it. I think with the proper leadership in our country, Turkey would do it, and Turkey should do it. They have a massive military. They could do it,
but
and they
have
could
to
do
back
it
them up
as effectively as anybody.
Yeah, Turkey's a member of NATO, okay? So, and they have big Air Force bases
if we
there.
Have to back
we back them up with air power.
Yeah.
They bring them in, and they do it. But you know what?
Bill, all of a sudden, Turkey's getting hit. I mean, Turkey's getting hit, and they're getting hit hard.
But you have to pound this drum.
Turkey...
You see, you have to go out there and you have to pound it. Look, let me just contrast it.
I think I found it pretty good, actually.
There was a press conference today with the president.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with protecting gays. Nothing wrong with global warming. But that's the lead less than 24 hours after ISIS blows up another airport. That's what's on their minds.
Yeah.
You can separate yourself if you become a terror warrior, and I mean a real terror warrior.
Well, I think I have, though, Bill. I think you just have to look at the polls. Look at what's happening. In terms of terrorism, I'm leading in the polls. In terms of military, I'm doing very well in the polls. And a lot of people don't understand. You know, I do have a pretty great understanding and a common sense of what's going on. I was not one that wanted to go into Iraq. It was a huge negative. It was a huge mistake to go into Iraq. When we came out of Iraq, I was not one that wanted to go up. We came out the wrong way. We just took everybody and left, and hence the creation essentially of ISIS. And, you know, ISIS was created during the Hillary Clinton regime. She's been there forever, Bill. She's been there forever. She has done nothing about ISIS, and it started with her, and frankly, nothing's happened. If anything, I think they've gotten stronger. You want to know the truth. They may do drone attacks,
they haven't gotten stronger,
but I think they've gotten
stronger. They haven't gotten stronger command and control.
Look,
because they're losing
the place,
territory.
Bill.
But they are becoming
they're
now
all
a different.
Over the place.
They're becoming a different terror organization. But there is no solution to this problem unless you devastate them and show the jihad that you're not going to take it anymore. It's all psychological.
That's what has to be done. I agree. And not only that, the fact that they seem to have these victories, I don't know if you call that a victory, but it's a victory. It's perceived as a victory. You have, through the Internet, they're taking our youth and the youth from other countries all over the world, and they're joining ISIS. The youth thinks it's wonderful because they see victory. You know, it's being portrayed as they are beating the United States.
All right, now.
And people are joining ISIS because of that.
Hillary
you have
Clinton,
to knock them hard. You got to beat the hell out of them, frankly.
Hillary Clinton's going to have to get tougher on terrorism, and she is. And
she'll never get tougher. She's not tough enough. She'll never get tougher.
She's going to get tougher, at least rhetorically, on terrorism. She's going to have to, because President Obama's policy of containment has failed. Everybody in the world knows it's failed.
I don't see it happening with her. She's not going to get tougher. It started under her. It was a little group of people. It could have been wiped out quickly and effectively then. Now it's a very large group of people, and it's only getting bigger. And if she gets in, it'll be massive, and we won't even have a country anymore. We're going to be afraid to walk outside.
All right. Now we're going to hold Mr. Trump over.
And Bill, remember one other thing. They're letting tens of thousands of people come in from Syria, and nobody knows who these people are.
All right. Well, we went through that
already. A lot of
already.
those people are ISIS.
Okay.
A lot of these people are ISIS.
I'm not convinced of that, but I think there has to be a slowdown on that and a real vetting. But I want to hold you over to, so we'll give the new polling. We have 2 new polls out in the presidential run. Then Hillary Clinton says she sympathizes with some Trump supporters. That could be an interesting discussion. Okay, that was about 45 seconds. To be fair, we'll give Mr. Trump the same amount of time to reply. Go.
All of the phobias that nobody even knows what she's talking about, to be honest with you. Why doesn't she say it like it is? I mean, it's just ridiculous. And frankly, you know, she knows exactly what's happening. She sees what's happening. People are tired. They're losing their jobs. Their jobs are being taken away. Companies are moving to Mexico. I mean, just moving. They just pick up and move. You look at what went on with Carrier. You look at Ford. You look at so many different. They're a mile long, and we're losing our jobs. We're losing everything in this country. We're losing our spirit. I was in Ohio. I was in Pennsylvania yesterday. I was in Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, and I want to tell you, the lines of people that we have, they're so sick and tired of hearing things like what she is just saying. Nobody even knows what she's talking about. And you tell me, that's presidential? She's presidential sitting there? I don't think so.
All right. Now, the new Fox News poll is interesting. You're up 10 points among men, American men. She's at 36, you're at 46. But among women, she's up on you 19, 51-32. So it would seem that you're going to have to tailor your message a little bit more to women voters. Are you willing to do that?
Well, I am, and I think I'm doing great with women. You know, today I'm in Maine. We have a sold-out arena. The place is packed, and yesterday in Ohio and in Pennsylvania and in West Virginia, it's packed with lines going outside. It's incredible. And half of these people, I mean, more than half, it seems, are women, and they have signs up, "Women for Trump," "We love you, Donald," all this stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable what's going on. And I hear the poll, and I see it, and I've seen a couple of others.
Well,
look at today. There was a poll out that I'm at.
32% of women support
that I'm up
you.
to 32 or 33 with
they're
Hispanic.
the ones with the signs, but the other ones who don't aren't.
Well,
but it seems to me.
No, but Bill, I just saw the poll. That came out. I think it's Quinnipiac. Where I'm at 33%. I'm at 33% with Hispanic. Now I'm 6 or 7 or 8 points higher than Romney was. And, you know, if I listened to you, in all fairness, a few months ago, I was going to get nothing with Hispanic.
I'm saying
but I'm up to like
33%. In a political campaign, and believe me, I'm not one to give advice to anybody because I'm not a politician. But traditionally, the message was tailored to a certain group. That's how votes are won. You have not run a traditional campaign, so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying you're down 19 in the Fox poll on women, and if you are going to tailor a message to them, I'd like to know. I'd like to know what that message is. That's all.
Well, I can tell you right now what it is. It's strength. It's borders. It's a strong military. We are going to protect our country. It's keeping people that want to kill us out of our country. You have to be vetted, and I mean vetted very strongly. It's not letting the people from the migration, the Syrians, or whoever they are, because we have no idea who they are, Bill, because you can't tell who they are because they have no paperwork whatsoever.
So it's a protection.
And Obama and Clinton are letting them come into our country by the thousands.
So
and we're not going to let them come in. We can't let them come in.
The security message may resonate. Final question in this poll. 30% of Americans, only 30%, see Hillary Clinton as being honest and trustworthy, but 34% only see you as honest and trustworthy. Again, are you going to tailor a message that might get that number up?
I'm honest. I'm trustworthy. I tell it like it is. I'm here. I didn't need to do this. I'm enjoying it, but I'm enjoying it because we're going to make America great again. We are going to make America great again. We're also going to make America safe again, Bill.
You know what? I have to say, and I've said this before, you're willing to take fire from guys like me, but Mrs. Clinton much more reticent to do that. However, we hope, and she'll come on, and we invite her on all the time. But you're here, and I think that means something. So we appreciate your time, as always, Mr. Trump.
Thank you.
Directly ahead is